Here we are on filmsgonewild.com. My name is John Wildman. We are at the San Pedro International Film Festival. And on this segment, we're going to talk about the short film Secret Honor, kind of like a little mini epic, actually. We've got Kevin James Hogan. He is the director, writer, producer, editor. I teased him on the red carpet, asking if he did craft services, and he held the boom as well. He assured me that he did have a crew member or two, and it wasn't just him. I think he was lying. Kevin, welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you, John. I appreciate it.
All right. Well, let's start off. Introduce our audience. They probably have not seen Secret Honor as yet, so tell us about the film.
Sure. Secret Honor, it's a short film. It's 21 minutes. It's a comedy drama. It's also kind of a hangout movie, a buddy movie between these two guys. One is a comedian. The other one is an ex-boxer. And they're just kind of hanging out at the beginning of the movie. They're waiting for some Laker tickets from the comedian friend. But then when we learn the true identity of that friend, we realize that there's much bigger stakes in the story. And so along with the relationship with them, the friendship, there's also a pretty cool street fight in the movie that we staged near downtown LA. And there's some cool cars in it, so it's a really fun movie. It's very laid back and cool, but there's also some more serious stuff underneath the surface.
You pack a hell of a lot in 20 minutes, and normally I'm going, holy shit, dude, a 20-minute short, really? Just make the goddamn feature. Yeah. But this really, I enjoyed the hell out of it, and so the first thing I wanted to ask you is. Is literally talking about the scope, because you have a lot of elements that you need to tie together in that amount of time.
Yes.
And so my curiosity is, was your assembly cut like 90 minutes long and then you cut it down to 21? Or what was the editing process once you got that footage together?
Well, the editing process, it started before we even shot. So when we were going through rehearsal and I was meeting with the actors, we did Zoom rehearsals. It was through COVID. And then meeting in person, I was constantly editing the script and getting it tighter and tighter and tighter. And then as far as the assembly, it was probably 22 and a half minutes, so it wasn't that long.
That's actually pretty remarkable, because even on a short, it's usually like a good 10, 15 minutes longer than what you ended up with.
Yes, it is. And it was also dictated by our shooting schedule, because we shot the film in 2 days. So we had very little time to shoot. It was like 2 to 3 takes each. My shot list was very tight, and I had to cut like 20 shots during the shooting. So there wasn't much material for me to play around with. I had to be really disciplined with it.
Oftentimes when I will bring a short idea of mine to a producer friend that I usually work with, her question is usually, why the hell are we doing this? How is this benefiting you and whatever? And so sometimes I love to ask, other shorts filmmakers that, which is bluntly, why did you make this as a short? Why? Kevin, you could have made a feature. Why?
Well, I made it as a short, first of all, because it was just cheaper to do as a feature. And if you want to do the bigger feature, it helps if you have a short to begin with that gives you kind of a sample size of it. So with this film, I had 2 actors in mind for the roles. There's Ben Brown plays Victor, who's the ex-boxer, and Tern Robinson plays DeMarcus, who's the comedian. So I knew them from other productions that I've worked on, and I had a location through my co-producer, Connor Kovac. So I had a location, I had actors, and then it's like, what do I do with these elements here? And then the environment around the location, there's near downtown LA, there's some film studios over there. So it had a lot of character, so I tried to work with those elements and just develop a story. And naturally it took me in a direction where it was something that was personal to me, like the themes of the film.
So in a lot of ways you reverse engineered this.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Which I'm a big fan of, and I think when we're working on films on the kind of budget that we're talking about, that if you're not reverse engineering, then you're a trust fund baby.
Right.
Let's talk about let's literally talk about the fight scene, because was it storyboarded?
No, it wasn't storyboarded. So it was choreographed with the actor playing Big Ed. He's the character. He has these cartel connections. I guess you can call him the villain. So Alex Anthony Correa, he's the actor playing him. He has a background in martial arts. He teaches mixed martial arts to children. So he doesn't have a past as a fight choreographer for film, but he has this background. So he helped choreograph the fight, and I had it scripted out. What are the basic plot points that happen? And then we met in person for the rehearsal with the other actor, Ben, who's playing Victor, and we just went through it step by step, move by move, like that. So it happened very easily. It was one of the easiest things that happened in the film. And I kind of worked around the fight, what was going on. And what I learned about filming action is that you can't overly plan the shots. You have to kind of go with the fight, and you have to keep the camera fluid. And that's what we
that's
did.
the next question. Let me check just to make sure you were not also the DP. That's one job that you did not do.
Right.
So did you have, like, a little mini video village, or were you side by side with your DP as he was shooting? How did you go about that?
My DP, Antonio Zapian Luna, we didn't have a video village. We didn't have time to hook up the camera to a monitor and do that. We didn't do any of that. I mean, I had a shot list with the basic shots. I said, we're covering this side, we're covering this side. This is a medium, we want to get these moments. And he was just very fluid, running the camera handheld. So I told him what we were looking for, and he followed his instincts. We didn't have a lot of time to go through and break down every single moment. So he had to just go with his instincts, and we just had to move. I mean, that's how we did it, and it worked out very well. His instincts were good. The actors rehearsed really well. They were very committed, so it worked out well. It's a credit to them.
Well, I mean, it's wonderfully shot. It moves. It's a really good fight scene on film. To your credit. So let's go back to one of the questions we started off with, which was why you did this. So, is there an idea that this could be an example for a feature version with these two characters?
Yes, yeah, for the two main characters, I always had this in mind, that these guys, their relationship with each other, the way they work off each other, it's a complex relationship. They're like old buddies. They have a past with each other. They have some mutual people that they know. They have respect for each other. And I like these two actors, the way they work together. They hit it off immediately when we were rehearsing. So I think that's just the strong basis for a feature film, a commercial feature film that people will want to see. So I have been writing a feature film for these two characters for the past year. I've been working on it. So it would use the same basic story and theme, but there would be a lot of new locations and new characters, some involving LA politics, actually. And that's been a hot topic the past year with what's been going on in the city. So, yeah, does that answer? I hope that.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
All right. So, how far along are you on your film festival tour with Secret Honor?
I think I'm probably like in maybe the last third of it. I was involved. I premiered at the East LA Film Festival back in October. Juan Escobedo did a great job as the director of the festival. It did Studio City, Santa Clarita.
We talked about this. You've been playing a lot of LA area fests and everything. I was asking, like, there's a whole different country. You can go east, young man.
Well, one of my festivals coming up is in Cleveland. It's the Short Sweet Festival. So I've been living in Cleveland for the past 2 years. So that's the other one, but most of them have been in LA because I think it's a very LA type of film. Right. I think, these other festivals, how interested would they be in this LA film? Would they like, this is just an LA film, it's not for us? So I've tried to focus on this area. Yeah.
Well, entertaining is entertaining,
right,
where we're at. And this is entertaining. Again, the film is Secret Honor, and we've been talking with Kevin James Hogan, the director, writer, producer, editor. He did it all on this film. Thanks for being on the show.
Yeah, thank you, John. I appreciate it.
That's what you want.